Hello again everyone, thanks again for tuning in. If you like some of this content, please be sure to give the video a like and subscribe to my channel. So, bit of a strange few weeks on the stock market. It's gone up and down a little bit. Had a really bloodbath day about a week and a half ago, down about 3%, and it's slowly recovered since then for pretty much everything. But today I'm gonna do another video on some cryptos. So we've had some unbelievable rivalries over the past few years. We've had Nadal versus Federer, we've had Messi versus Ronaldo, and now I think we've got another corker in the third gen cryptocurrencies that are ADA, Cardano, and your Algorand, ALGO. Keep in mind that there are plenty of other third gen cryptos that are coming out that are doing quite good things. You've still got your things, your Neymars and your Ibrahimovic's and your Djokovic's sort of biting at the heels. But yeah, I do think that Algo and ADA are probably the two most promising third gen cryptos. We've already talked a little bit about ADA and why I like that. So we'll talk a little bit about ALGO and why I like that. And we'll just sort of compare where the two are going, where they're at the moment, which is in front, and talk a little bit about comparing both of them. So let's jump on over to the slides. Okay, just to backtrack a bit from our previous video on Cardano, the three main focuses of Cardano are sustainability, scalability, and interoperability. So again, scalability, we're just looking at how many transactions per second we can do, how many times per second one person can send some coin to another person. Sustainability, we're talking about energy consumption. ADA off the top of my head was about 0.00052 terawatts per year. Not going to talk a lot about that. I can't find a heap of info on how efficient Algo is, and it doesn't seem to be. It is in their key goals to be energy efficient, and they certainly signed a new deal with a mob called Climate Trade, but it certainly doesn't seem to be one of their main focuses. Sustainability. So I think ADA wins on that front. Interoperability is pretty major focus with ADA as well, and again that's just the idea that coins can intertwine together with banks as well. So yeah, Algo does have collaboration with Blockstack, and it also joined the multi-chain consortium, so definitely a key focus there as well with Algo, which is good to see. We're going to talk mainly though about scalability, which is in my opinion, the biggest problem with Bitcoin. The fact that it just can't handle that many transactions per second. The energy costs are going through the roof for it to be able to manage that. So apologies if it gets a little bit complicated. I'm not going to delve deeply into Ouroboros and ADA, which is what they use. Their method of working on the scalability. I have put a slide in here with some notes on that, but I'll probably skip past that. Just feel free to pause it if you want. We'll talk more about what Algo are doing though, and then we'll sort of make a decision. But who's leading so far? Well, Charles Hoskinson and Silvio Micali are the two blokes at the forefront of each of these coins. Charles Hoskinson is at the front of ADA, and Silvio Micali is at the forefront of Algo. So this Charles bloke, he was actually one of the leaders, the developers of Ethereum. Very, very smart dude. Ethereum's, as we know, is like the number 2 crypto in the world at the moment. So he jumped over to ADA in about 2016. Don't quote me on that exact year, but yeah, smart dude, very smart dude. As is this Silvio bloke. Done a bit of reading on him. Graduated MIT. In the late 80s and has sort of been working in IT for years since, so they're both very scientific based dudes. A lot of peer-reviewed articles going into all the study and programming of these coins, so that's something that I like to see. Partnerships, just quickly, ADA is certainly winning on that front. They're not limited to just IBM and New Balance. They've got partnerships with many different companies, but those are just the two that I thought would be most well known to people. Algo seem to have fewer partnerships, a bit hard to find. I mentioned one with Climatrade, but they're also with Xfinite and Instamatch, just two companies in the blockchain space. So the price of ADA is slightly higher than Algo's price, $1.41 per coin compared with the $1.57 per coin, and the market cap obviously way higher with ADA, meaning that there's a lot more coins in circulation, but the price is also a little bit higher. So you definitely give the points to ADA so far, but potentially, Algo could rally and skyrocket in price. That's what we all want to see. That's just that Cardano, that's the Ouroboros that I just spoke about, their proof of stake system. So feel free to read through on that. I explained that in the last video, but if you just want to pause and have a read, then feel free. It might seem a bit foreign to some people, and this next slide might seem a bit foreign to some people as well. If you're not that well educated in how cryptocurrencies work and how they verify a transaction, then you might want to skip through this next part, but I'll just talk about what Algorand does with their proof of stake system. So they use a pure proof of stake consensus mechanism. It randomly selects a token holder as a block producer. The proposed block gets approved by a committee of 1,000 selected token owners and then added to the blockchain. The algorithm runs a cryptographically verifiable lucky draw over all the accounts to randomly selected committee members as well as the block proposer. This means the identities of the participants are unknown until the blocks are added to the chain. This selection does not depend on the stake size of the nodes at all. This proof of stake runs this lottery process in complete isolation with other nodes in the network. So quite an interesting little proof of stake system. Certainly makes it able to hold a lot more transactions per second than, say, for instance, Bitcoin. That's what we'll talk about here. So like I said in my other video, Cardano can hold at about 50 to 250 at the moment transactions per second. That's with Ouroboros, but yeah, as more nodes join the network, you'll be able to do a lot more. Algorand, every lottery just takes a microsecond to run. Since they run independently of each other, multiple lotteries can run simultaneously. Makes it very highly scalable and has the capacity to handle 1,000 transactions per second. So scalability, you've probably got to give to Algorand. And I did say that that's probably the biggest downfall of Bitcoin. So I mean, make what you will of that. I still like sort of the other areas that Cardano are heading towards, and the fact that that treasury system that I explained, very able to change and adapt to new scenarios. So I will give the points to Cardano, I think, but anyone that knows me well enough knows that I like to heavily diversify, like a finger in many different pies, if you will. So I've actually invested in both of them, hoping that they both share a part of the future. These are third-gen cryptos. As we know, the interoperability, key focus on Cardano. So let's hope that these two coins can really hold a significant stake in the near future. I'm in Bitcoin a little bit, but if that crashes and these rocket, that'll be probably good for me. But as always, do your own research. Plenty of other coins out there. These are just the two that I've really been studying lately. the ones that I like. Again, yeah, do your own research, and if you like the video, give me a like and subscribe. Thanks, guys.